Welcome to the Tax Sale Podcast, where tax sale investing is made easy. My name is Casey Denman. I'm a tax sale veteran and expert. I'm the author of the Tax Sale Playbook, founder of the Tax Sale Academy, and I am your host right here on the Tax Sale Podcast. Thank you so much for joining me on today's podcast episode. As a reminder, this is a completely free podcast brought to you through and because of the Tax Sale Academy. So if you are looking to learn more about investing in tax liens and deeds, check us out at taxsaleacademy.com. I've got a fantastic episode in store for you today. We'll be talking about how you can take your tax sale business to the next level. For some, that next level might be transitioning from 1 or 2 deals per year to 10 or 20 per year. For others, that next level might mean you take it from a 6-figure business to a 7-figure business, or maybe that you simply just double your income. Whatever it is, we're going to go over how you can move your tax sale business to the next level. Now, I'm a big believer in keeping things simple. As a tax sale investor, there are 2 ways to make more money. We increase our margins or we invest in more properties. So volume or margin, that's pretty much it. Based on what you are currently doing, or if you're a brand new tax sale investor, based on your research of auction results, you should have some kind of idea of the income you are or will be making. To keep it simple, we're going to say that if you're making $100,000 per year, and that comes from 10 properties every single year on average, you're making about $10,000 for each one. When we go back to our simple principle of how we level up our business, you either need more deals or more profitable deals. So if we add 1 deal, we suddenly make $110,000 per year. If we're able to increase our margin 25% on the 10 that we typically do, we're up to $125,000 per year. I know what you're thinking, Casey, that's super simple math. I get it. Well, it's very important to grasp that so you're able to apply it as we move forward. So the question comes up, how can you increase margins or volume? Let me explain how I did both. So when I first started investing in tax defaulted real estate, I did so in my home county, the area that I had grown up in. They had auctions 1 time per month. I snagged a property here, snagged one there, made a few bucks, and I was extremely pleased as a beginner. That was until I realized I wanted more out of this tax sale thing. Then I went to the next county over, and I did the same thing. Then I went to another county, and I did the same thing. I was increasing my volume simply by driving an extra 30 minutes in the various directions. But the issue is that didn't grow my business as rapidly as I wanted to. Sure, I was making an extra 20 or 40% every year, but I wanted to grow much faster. That's when I went to another state, and that's when it really hit me. I began to go to lots of different markets. I've invested in more than 100 different markets at this point in my career. But just bouncing around does serve the purpose of being able to invest in more properties, but along with that comes with a learning curve for every single market. It comes with paying local scouts to assist with research. It comes with perhaps your own travel expenses. At that time, for me, it involved spending weeks away from home. All of that to simply add more properties to my pipeline, which did add more money to the bottom line. But I wanted to refine my business. I remember looking at my desk one day, and I literally had a stack of deeds that thick that I was sorting through. That more money that I was making came with a lot of extra work. Then I took a step back, and I realized a few specific areas seemed a lot more profitable than most other areas. A few specific property types seemed a lot more profitable than other property types. A few specific marketing methods seemed to take significantly less time and make me more money. The business that I had created was a lot of chaos because so many properties were coming and going. But amongst that chaos, I had pockets of little golden nuggets where the bulk of my income was coming from. So I decided to go all in on those little golden nugget type properties. So I focused 80% of my efforts on that type of stuff. Yes, I was in a lot more markets than when I was just investing in my local area. But I realized as long as I kind of kept my pulse on other different markets that I could eventually expand to when something slowed down that was working right now, all I really needed was just a handful of markets, a handful of properties to make quite a bit of money. So I also began to focus on certain types of properties in those markets. Some areas it was vacant land only. Other areas it was single family homes that were in subpar condition. And about the same time, nearly all of my marketing efforts also transitioned online. I had created the perfect business for me at that time simply by cherry picking the best properties from the best markets and selling those properties in the most beneficial way to me and the way that I wanted to operate. You know, it's funny because I get the question often from people that want to know the specific property type that I'm investing in the specific area. And the answer to that question is like telling you the news from a year ago. Things change on a very regular basis. So what I'll do is 80% of my efforts are focused on a few specific areas, a few specific property types, and I'll take that advantage of that as long as it lasts. The other 20% of my time, of my effort, is going to be spent monitoring other markets that I will eventually migrate through. If something is working great in this market, it might not work next year. And when it does not work next year, that's when I'll go and take advantage of a different market. So in my opinion, the best way to go to the next level as a tax sale investor is almost by simultaneously becoming more selective about what you're investing in so that you're able to invest in just the most profitable properties while also expanding your market reach so that you have more opportunities to find those properties. So more market areas, but be more selective on the properties. You know, I've got lots of videos on out of area investing. And of course, I discuss it in depth inside the Tax Sale Academy. In fact, I have many international buyers doing just that, obviously. But a lot of people like to make it out much more difficult than it really is. With just a little bit of effort, a little bit of training, it's extremely easy to invest in multiple markets. In fact, I invest in more properties outside of my local area than inside, and it's been that way for many, many years now. So my suggestion here is to take a look at the market you are currently active in. Determine what you are doing best, the combination between time and profit. If you're crushing it with vacant land, focus on that. If you're crushing it with houses, focus on that. If you're crushing it buying, remodel, flipping, whatever it is, focus on that in that one area. Go all in on whatever your most profitable avenue is. Take full advantage of it. This will likely initially reduce the number of properties that you invest in, but it'll do the most important thing in the short term, which is buy you some free time to start exploring other markets, which will ultimately increase the volume of those profitable deals that you are doing. I've said it many, many times, but tax sale investing is a numbers game. The more properties you research, the more properties you see auctioned off, the more properties you bid on, the more properties you will win, and the more money you will make. But that's not going to happen usually by attending tax sales in just one market, unless it's a very, very large market. You'll eventually need to expand to other areas and keep adding more and more markets after that one as things change and things progress in your business. So as you enter new markets, you might not know what the best opportunities are in that market. And you'll likely start off in some of those markets just like you did in your original market. You'll eventually be able to develop some data points in the new market that will tell you, hey, this area, this property is what you are most profitable at, and you need to focus on that. You know, your overarching goal should be cherry picking the most profitable properties in the most profitable areas based on your objectives and your objectives alone. That's it. When you're able to do that, you will increase both the quantity of the deals you're going as well as the quality or the profitability of those deals. And ultimately, those are the two things that will help you make more money as a tax sale investor. Now, a couple of notes to round out this episode. First off, the most common formula to reach the next level is having both those things, right? More quantity and better deals. Higher volume, higher margin. But it's not the only formula. Some people, including members of my academy, they do volume only and lots of it. They make thin margins on a lot of properties. If they make $2,000 on a property, they're happy because they might do 100 or 150 transactions every single year. Likewise, I've got a friend that did 2 deals in 6 years. The first one he made somewhere around like 20 grand. The second one, however, he made enough money to comfortably live for many, many years. It's also important to remind yourself not to get tunnel vision. Keep your eyes open to other markets, other property types, changes in the markets, changes in the trends. Pay attention to properties that are becoming more and more difficult to sell, to increase competition levels, that kind of thing. Always be exploring the next market, the newest marketing methods, because if you become stagnant in your business in one market, whatever it is, you will eventually fizzle out. I also want you to understand there are billions of dollars of tax defaulted real estate sold every single year. The people that want to be successful in this business, you will be successful in this business if you have the drive. If you do not have that drive, you will never see success in this business. I've seen people do 1 or 2 deals a year and they're happy about it. Maybe they add an extra $15,000, $20,000 to their income. If that's you, that's fantastic. But if you're stuck and you want to go to the next level, odds are you need to increase your volume, which you do by expanding market areas, and you need to increase the profitability of your deals, which you can do by choosing better deals, by cherry picking the most profitable properties based on your objectives in different areas. Listen, I truly hope this episode has helped you out. If this episode or any of the episodes here on the Tax Sale Podcast have helped you, please do us a huge favor and leave us a 5-star review or a positive feedback comment. Those reviews really help us out when it comes to the algorithm, and they might even serve to pay it forward to somebody brand new to the tax sale business who listens to this podcast simply because you took the time to do so. And as always, if you need more information on the tax sale business, make sure you check out our website at taxsaleacademy.com. Hey, take care and make it a successful day. We will see you next time right here on the Tax Sale Podcast. Bye-bye.